just go for it. Because I honestly don't know.
Have you pressed started stream?
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
We're streaming now.
Are we?
Yeah.
You absolute fool.
Yeah, we're actually like... This is the
Hello,
start of our
guys.
podcast.
Are we sure? Are we definitely sure?
I
Yeah.
mean, we started now.
We've started, so... we were, like, thinking about doing loads of topics, but, my God, this is just...
There's only 2 topics we can do this episode.
So we're gonna throw a spoiler warning right now for Game of Thrones, the latest episode, and Avengers
yeah.
Endgame.
So,
So
if you haven't seen these films, we're going to ruin them for you.
film and episode.
Yeah, like,
So, just stop now,
Come
go
back
watch
later.
it, and then come back.
Yeah.
You won't, but do it.
Which one are we gonna do first then? Because oh my God, they're both.
I want to
Crazy.
talk about Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones first. Okay.
yeah, I mean, we've literally just finished watching it.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
So please go watch that. Come back and go watch Avengers Endgame first as well, and then oh yeah, crazy. Right. Okay. Let's talk about Game of Thrones. So, how well did you think it led from last week's? Because last week's
The
was a great
suspense.
episode.
It was a great episode. I don't like all the questions I have, but the episode was amazing. I just wish a few more people died.
I feel like that is the I feel like everyone's going to think that because Game of Thrones has come up from nothing and then like being this massive show and everyone's like, oh, you don't know who's going to die, you don't know who's going to die, and now you kind of do, and you go, oh, I think they're going to die, and then you're like, oh, more people are safe
Yeah.
than I thought.
So we've got Ed, Lionel Moments, Beric Dondarrion,
Jorah.
Jorah, of course.
And then the big one, the big bad.
oh yeah, the Night King,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
like...
and possibly one of the dragons, Rhaegal, might have died because you didn't see him at the end of the episode.
You didn't,
You saw
but
Drogon.
you don't know. Also, Ghost.
Yeah,
Where was
Ghost,
Ghost?
like, Ghost just disappears,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure, like, he's not going to survive
No,
that.
he's proper
but-
dead.
Yeah, but what that? Okay, that's the thing that annoyed me the most. Then I think well, there's a few little things that are a bit like whatever, but I can forgive them. But they killed Ghost without even show. Like I don't mind that they didn't show it, but they just didn't
Like I
reanimate the corpse or anything.
I kind of get why they killed him off screen, because fur is ridiculously expensive to animate. That's why he hasn't been in it much. He's just too expensive.
I mean, the thing is, it was a bit of a letdown to
I wanna
see him
just
all
get
of
a
a
big
sudden
dog.
and then just disappear.
Yeah. And the thing is, I'm sorry, John, but why would you let Ghost? Like Ghost could have been in the crypt defending the people in the crypt just in case. Like, I don't know. I just feel like they wasted. Because obviously the books aren't at this point yet, so I feel like they've wasted the
Big reveals. Yeah.
like I don't know, but anyway, that aside, we might get to some other bits later in the conversation. But holy crap!
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That was like, I don't know. I really did at times think this is going down. Like,
Yeah, I genuinely thought that everyone was gonna die.
Yeah.
Like I thought he was just gonna
Yeah.
they'll get wiped out, they move south, and Cersei's like, oh shit, actually yeah.
So if you
But also,
oh, yeah, go on.
all the undead are dead now. So the trouble in the north is going to be a joke to the rest of the south. Like there's still an entire continent south of them, and they've not seen any of the undead.
Yeah.
So now the entire south just think it's some dumb joke from the north. They're not going to travel up and see 1 million corpses. So it's all word from this point on.
Well, to be fair, I know she probably won't say anything, but Cersei has seen it, and I know she won't say anything to her people because she won't want to strike
Yeah.
fear.
But if they're dead now, she doesn't give a shit. She got exactly what she wanted.
Yeah.
It's what she planned.
Yeah, which the big issue with going forward now is how do you make the end better than that? That was a great ending place, and it's not.
Yeah, it's not the end.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Alex?
I'm trying to get the comments up so that we can see if people are like,
Click on the top one.
what here? I don't know.
Yeah.
You did it last time, and I have no idea like what
That
you
bit.
Yeah, but like, see, I have to say the way it opened, while I thought it was good, I didn't like it. Like the way the actual episode opened, I don't actually like it. I just thought it was a bit slow. But then again, it did do pretty well setting up that suspense.
What, you didn't like the way it opened?
Yeah.
I disagree. Well, I mean, obviously it's opinion. I can't disagree to your opinion.
Well, you can.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, but I mean for whatever. No, I thought it was brilliant. I thought that it was a nice slow burn. The episode was very dark, which was a bit of a. I mean, I get it, but it's a bit of a shame. Sometimes you were like, it was really hard to see, even in the more visible scenes. But it was.
Yeah, I agree. It was really dark. Like,
yeah.
I kind of wish you could see more, but then I suppose it was good in the sense of, getting it started.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. There was that scene, the scene where the battle first started, and like you couldn't see anything, which was great.
That was great, especially when the Dothraki charged.
Yeah, Dothraki.
And you just saw the swords going out.
Yeah, and
what I found weird, the swords were all straight up. Like you didn't see
What do you
them
mean?
swinging around or anything. They were all just straight up in the air.
I think it was more for like, because I get that, but also, I think it was just for like, the camera. Because if you physically, if you had that on fire and you waved it too much, it might have gone out for the shot. So it might have just been for the shot. But no, after that, then it's just black. You see the people running back, but then it's just dark, and then you just see the wall of dead.
Yeah.
Just bam,
And
like
I
a
love
wave.
how they literally did, like a wave. They went over, they're crawling over each other. I said halfway through the episode, don't think worse than an undead army is an undead army that can think.
Yeah, like because obviously the like the Night King and maybe the generals and stuff. Like, you literally see the Night King, kind of. You just know he's telling them what to do in that one little scene where he's like,
Tell him to
moving his
crawl
hand.
across the fire.
Yeah, and oh my god, that was crazy. So good.
So for that one person that's just tuned in, Game of Thrones spoilers, all the way there.
Yeah.
Just and Endgame later on.
Yeah, Avengers Endgame later for spoilers, and Game of Thrones episode season 8 episode 3. So please be up to date. And we're gonna just pause for a little bit.
That one single viewer.
Yeah.
We like to make sure that everyone is prepared. But okay, right, okay.
Oh, it's...
So, I really liked the start.
I just thought that was too slow. I kind of wanted them to just go straight into it, so we didn't really have time to think about what was happening.
But there was that opening scene, and I'm pretty sure they did like a one take follow of like Sam, and then of Tyrion. And
Starting with Sam's hands shaking as he's getting some daggers.
Yeah, and it was like it was trying to make you feel the dread of the characters, and then you just like, because also I did wonder if they were just going to start mid fight. Like that's something I've been thinking about all week, but I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they did it the way they did, because I got to feel like, oh, okay, this, because it was all that was the whole thing. The whole episode was about suspense and about tension and keeping it right there, and you not knowing what's going to happen later and what's happening. Like, I think so. I think it worked well. I liked it. I mean,
yeah, fair enough. That's the thing. Like, I can't argue you know, they didn't build the suspension well. It really did.
Oh yeah.
It was phenomenal, but I did just think it was a little bit slow at the start.
Yeah.
You know.
Shall we talk death?
Yeah.
Let's talk about them first, and we'll probably get back to them at some point. But let's talk that first.
Beric Dondarrion, he was definitely resurrected a bunch of times in that last scene. That's the only way he survived. So I think he was resurrected. I don't think he survived all those jabs. I think he was kept from death by the Lord of Light to get Arya to Melisandre. Then when he did, he sacrificed himself for good. And that was it.
I think he survived those stabs. I think it was Boromir's style,
you
know where Boromir has from Lord of the Rings has those arrows in his chest and he keeps fighting. I think it was just a determination. He was like, no, I'm not going to let death take this girl, because they went to find Arya and obviously save her, and so I feel like that. I don't think it was that, but I mean either way, it was a badass death.
Oh
What a guy!
It was.
For someone that really didn't get that much screen time, he was obviously on the lower end of the main characters, but my God, he got a good death.
He got shanked more than a prison movie.
Shawshank Redemption. Way. That was a bad joke.
Lyanna Mormont, her death.
That was
Giant Killer. That was badass.
That was.
Her last name should be Giant's Bane.
Oh yeah.
Never mind Tormund. Jesus, that was amazing. What I didn't think they would kill her off actually. I
didn't expect them to kill her off.
I'm glad they did in such a way though.
Yeah.
She was badass through and through.
She
fucks a giant in the eye.
She was.
Yeah.
Oh.
Especially that first hit, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And they just is that her death? I was like, that's such a disappointing way for her to go.
I actually would have liked if one of the characters had just died like that, just bleh.
Because it would have been truthful. A giant hitting you. I mean, they don't exist, but also a giant hitting you would probably kill you.
Also, why does that giant get a weapon and one didn't in the Battle of the Bastards?
I don't know.
It's because the Night King provides better weapons for his army.
Jon Snow is a dick. Wow, careful on the laughing scale.
No fun allowed.
It's
so good. Who else?
I'm still processing
Ed?
it.
Was that his name?
Ed, yeah.
The Night
something
Watch
Ed.
guy?
That was.
He saved Sam.
Yeah. I liked that. Being an early death.
That was a very quick one actually. He kind of didn't have time to process it much.
Yeah, he was again a smaller character, but a really likable one.
Yeah.
I think that's what they've done. Apart from Jorah, who's been in it from the start and had quite a lot of screen time compared to the rest of the ones that died in this. I think all of them were little ones, but big, impactful characters.
Yeah.
For saying how much they had. Even Jorah really was he was there with Dany through all the seasons, but he didn't do an awful lot.
But everything he did to try and do, he did for Dany.
Yeah.
And then he dies saving her.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get to give a speech, which is perfect.
Yes, thank
People
God.
just die. It happens.
Yes, they didn't have a cliche "I love you" moment or some kind of warning or some kind of bull crap. He was fighting and kept fighting, and then he died before he got to say anything. It was just the look. You could see what he meant from the look.
I do agree with that, but I just think I don't know. He's such a pivot, such a good character. I do kind of wish they give him a little bit of something.
What do you mean?
I don't know, even just
some words.
Yeah,
just something.
Nah, man. Nah. Nah, man. I don't know. It's just for me that was amazing because there's so many cliches where they just have that line they're on the floor and they're like don't
like, for 5
trust
minutes.
your father or something.
Danny, I've always loved you. Everything I did was for you. He's like, oh, come on, just die already.
Yeah, like just smother him. Just
Yeah.
like, shh, Jorah, it's fine. I'm gonna be
Jorah.
with John now. Just that I would have liked that if they had done
Yeah.
that. Danny's secretly evil and works for the Night King. Love it, love it.
I kind of think
I think Bran hired a hit on himself, and it was the Night King that he hired on himself.
was that all of that death and destruction
Yeah.
is because Bran just wanted to die.
Yeah.
Bran's a
Where
sadistic
where
guy.
was Bran for the entire episode? He just walked off into some birds, flew past the
Yeah, he
Night
kind of
King.
just sits there watching it all, doesn't
Yeah.
Maybe
He went and watched Endgame.
he watched the Endgame.
Yeah.
That is what happened.
he?
Oh, sorry, guys,
That's
it's
not
Endgame
fair. You'd
release.
think he'd at least invite someone to
Yeah.
watch it with him.
He did. Those are all his bird mates.
Yeah, they're like. Maybe when he was the Crows, he flew to. I mean, it's probably a bit far, but maybe he flew to King's Landing. Maybe
I mean, the birds have been known to fly really fucking far since last season.
yeah. So maybe he actually was doing something, because that's the thing. It was a bit weird for him to go. I mean, he wouldn't have been doing anything in the battle, but
Yeah.
maybe he was actually doing something.
And why didn't Theon just
Maybe.
wheel him around a bit so we could like look at the Night King head on rather than just like having to turn his neck?
Theon were dead then.
But like when the Night King was there and Bran was like, "Oh, you're gonna go die now. Like you're a lovely guy, but you're gonna go die. This is what this speech is." Why didn't Theon just like turn him around a little bit so just facing the Night King?
Imagine if Theon just went, "Oh my god, you just said I'm a good man. That means I'm gonna die," and then you just stabs Bran. It's just like, no, and then the Night King will like let him live and be like, "You're cool, dude. Let's go have a few beers."
You're the new Night King. And just like
Yeah.
takes off his crown, half his head, pops it on Theon.
Wow, we've had a really weird week. Okay.
So the the White Walkers and the Whites, they did nothing the entire season.
The White Walkers, yeah, the generals.
Yeah.
They
They just stood there.
yeah. Even at the end, they just let the Night King walk up to Bran and just on his own. They could have followed him. He is the literal king of death. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but what are they going to do? Surround him?
No, but like you know how as they walked in, they were all behind him, and they were just like, because let's face it, I reckon somebody would have stepped up and would have been like, the Night King's there, and probably would have tried to get through, like just like John tried to at
Yeah.
first, and then try and kill him. And
what
then
they should have had is a garrison inside the woods, and when the Night King breaks through, his generals just cut down an entire garrison on their own, and then the Night King walks in like, "Yeah, what? Like this is what my boys do. Look at what I'm about to do to you."
that would have been quite cool, actually. Like,
Yeah, that would have been
just a
cool.
little bit of screen time where they're doing stuff. Because even the Night King, like, don't get me wrong,
Yeah, he didn't really do anything.
He raised the entire
well,
dead again.
that was
Yeah,
cool.
true.
That
Yeah.
was awesome. But
Like, I
he
thought
didn't
that-
do a lot.
I thought, like, and John doesn't get his epic battle against his enemy. That was where that should have happened. He should have raised the army, made them stand aside, and be like a fight club of the undead.
To be fair, I wouldn't have minded that. Maybe as they were rising, John actually ran and got to him, and then they were like fighting a bit, and then
One
just,
of them, like, pulls John away, and then he gets surrounded, Night King walks off,
yeah,
and then the whole thing happens.
something like that. Yeah, like the Night King could have knocked him back because he's strong as hell, and yeah, just something, because that would have been a nice payoff. You're right,
Yeah.
but let's talk about the big moment.
Arya kills.
Oh, so
that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
that was fantastic though.
It's a
They-
good
Yeah.
job Gendry taught her about choking.
Oh, God. Alright.
Wow. so
Yeah, Arya kills the Night King.
yep.
and the entire dead just drop.
That moment was so cool because I've seen that move a few times, certain moves like that in fight scenes and stuff, but flipping heck, so effective.
Yeah. And the dagger drop as well.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. How else would you have got one up on the Night King? Like, he's super strong. He basically knows everything that's happening at every single moment because he just does. Like with John, when he was just like, "You ain't gonna make it to me. I'll just raise the dead." Like everything. Every time you see him in the show and he's doing stuff, he's smarter than everyone.
Yeah.
So
he's always like 2 steps ahead.
Yeah. How do you outsmart him? You go for an assassination and
You
just
drop the dagger.
Yeah, you outspeed him because he can't, you dropping stuff. Gravity, you can't beat gravity. Oh my god, that was incredible. Oh.
See, for me, there's one big issue with it.
What?
And it's smaller issues like, that isn't the end of the series.
Yeah.
Because there's still more, and that was so insane. I don't think they can beat that. Well, they probably can, but who knows?
It's got to be a lot
For
smaller.
me, I don't think they can beat that. But my biggest issue with it is they basically pulled a Snoke.
Yeah.
They had, we have no information.
This incredible
at all.
villain. When they arranged the corpses in the shapes. And Crasta sacrificing children. What is all of that?
Yeah, is there a reason behind everything that's happened, or
Why
is it
didn't
just
they attack before? Why is the 3-eyed raven such a important thing to the Night King?
Maybe that Bran might know. Maybe he might know, and he might tell them now. In the next episode, I know
the next episode is just a single shot of Bran. Just telling everything about the history. I don't think we're going to know.
It's like Michael Peña's character from Ant-Man, and he's just like, so the Night King did this, and then he did this.
See, Bran notoriously tells people nothing.
Yeah.
He does not tell them anything.
I mean, he did in the last few episodes, the Night King's come in, the Night King's going to come and attack me.
Yeah, but everyone knew the Night King was coming.
Yeah.
And, I suppose, he did say, he's going to come for me.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, he didn't say really what the proper reason was for them being back, or he just kind of said, he's here to kill me because I'm the memory of everyone.
Yeah.
And it's just
so
but why is that important to the Night King?
Yeah.
We don't have any real information about what's going on.
I don't know. We kind of do because the children of the forest created the Night King to fight humans when the humans were fighting the children of the forest. And so how else do you do that? How else do you kill? Well, you just go kill them, you raise them up and kill even more and stuff. And then you wipe out their history, which is obviously what they were saying. Mm-hmm. So it's so they basically have explained it. He just wants the death of humanity. They've already explained it. I know it's a bit it's
very dimensional.
Yeah, but George R.R. Martin doesn't do one-dimensional people.
Yeah, but the book is different to the show.
He has said in the past as well that he'll put in history and plot lore and not explain it, just so the world seems bigger. Mostly to do with magic. He barely ever explains magic because it leaves to the mystery.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Oh, but that's gonna wind me up so much.
Yeah.
Plus, there is a spin-off show coming. Well, a few. But the first one is The Long Night, which also will have the White Walkers in. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but also, wow, that popped. Also, that will hopefully give a bit more information if you want it. But I think it will come from there, and I don't know, maybe Brown will say a little bit, and maybe it will have a bit from that show, but I think ultimately that will come from the books if you want that.
If in The Long Night...
I think I'm going to have to read the books, because...
The issue with the books, though, is they only go up to... Well, Stannis hasn't attacked Winterfell yet.
So it's...
I know, but I I think they've recently released one of the a draft cover for the new book.
They have, yeah.
So it'll be coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping.
Well, I bought you the first book for your birthday, so you know what presents I'm going to
thanks
get
for
you for Christmas, for your next birthday, for next Christmas, for the next
They
birthday.
have like films, books even as well.
Yeah, so they're expensive, man.
Other books are available.
Yeah.
No, they're not. They're not. Actually, yeah, they are. The Expanse. That's available.
Is that a book?
Yeah.
Is it?
Really, really good book series.
Yeah.
Also, the dagger that Arya used to kill the Night King is called Cat's Paw. The same dagger that was used to try and assassinate Bran and the mother as well. The Stark mother, I can't remember.
Catelyn Stark.
Catelyn Stark.
Wait, did they have it back then?
I guess.
Oh,
Because it was
so
Littlefinger's, and then Bobby won it off of Littlefinger in a bet. Then Bobby gave it to Tyrion, who gave it to the assassin who tried to kill Catelyn.
Who's Bobby?
Wait, did
King Bobby.
Robert Baratheon.
Baratheon, yeah.
Did Tyrion
Since when
give it to
were
the
you
assassin?
calling him Bobby?
Or was it, I thought it was Littlefinger that did it.
Yes, because Littlefinger got it back off of Tyrion.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. So
My
that
God.
dagger's been passed around, and it
Right.
was funny used to kill
So
the
we
Night
need
King.
a show explaining the the timeline of the dagger. That's what
Yeah.
we need. Oh wow.
But if they explain, like, the entire Night King and all of that during the Long Night series, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. Like, I know it'll kind of ruin the whole suspense and mystery, but I'm one of those people that loves lore,
But
and I
you
would
can.
watch anything to do with lore.
But if you watch The Long Night, see the history of it, and then go back into watching Game of Thrones, you'll know that, like, oh shit, that all means this. That's why this happens and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good point, actually.
And the thing is, the budget for these new TV shows, because Game of Thrones has been so massive, they're going to be like, right, we need this to be as big. And they're going to put loads of budget in and be like, and they're going to plaster it everywhere. It's a Game of Thrones spin-off. Do not forget that. So it's going to be like, everyone's going to want to watch it.
Yeah, because haven't they, like, given a budget for, like, of $1 billion for the new
Lord
Lord
of
of
the
the
Rings,
Rings
yeah.
TV series?
Yeah, that's
So-
Amazon, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I can see this being quite big.
Yeah. Oh, God. It was such a good episode. I mean,
It really was.
I did see there was a tweet that my friend put out. He said that the show has become a bit of a parody of itself, and I get what he's saying. To do with, I mean, I think I get what he's saying. I've not spoke to him about it, but I assume that he means, oh, it used to have so much drama. You never knew who was going to survive, but now you kind of get it. And there was like 4 death scenes in this one, and they were like the smaller characters, but I didn't mind. I thought it was good. I think these 2 episodes that have just been, so episode 2 and 3, beautiful episodes, and I would
Yeah.
love to watch them back to back because you get that
I
that
think that would
lovely
be-
moment.
I have
Yeah.
to do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
The only problem is I don't have the time.
Yeah.
No.
Like, that was a long episode.
Yeah. But imagine that though. You get to watch the beautiful scenes where they're all like having a laugh, having a drink, and being like, "This is our last night," but we are friends, kind of.
Yeah.
And then you just see,
Everyone died. Well,
Slaughter.
not everyone died, but yeah.
just waves
Also-
of dead people.
I loved the Night King's cheeky smile when he, like, didn't get burnt
Yeah.
from the dragonfire.
Oh, yeah, that was such a good
Pour
bit.
the sneaky one on you.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that was the bit that I had ruined by Instagram. I think
Oh.
I accidentally scrolled on it, but I didn't see the bits following. There was a little bit more to the clip.
I hate
But-
it when people ruin it deliberately.
Yeah.
I remember I was about to go watch Star Wars, The Force Awakens, and there was this app called Yik Yak.
Oh,
Did you ever use it?
Yeah.
Yeah, where it like posted anonymous
Oh
things.
no, I can imagine.
And people upvoted it, downvoted it.
Mhm.
And I was scrolling through it at uni, and then all of a sudden I just saw. Oh, and by the way, this is another spoiler alert. But if you've seen it, well, if you've not seen it, I'll be very surprised. Basically just saying Han dies. That's literally all it said. And I was just like,
I would have
oh
thrown
my
my
God,
phone against the wall.
Why? Yeah. I was
We've
like,
just
why
had
would
someone
you
else
ruin
tune in. Just so you know, major spoilers for Game of Thrones and
Avengers Endgame.
Avengers.
So
We're doing Game of Thrones at the moment.
yeah,
Don't want spoilers. Get lost.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in. But if you haven't seen these two, come back. To be fair, we're about done with Game of Thrones. Are we talking? Shall we just go straight on to Avengers?
I like how they actually left.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
I
You're
bet
welcome.
I know who it was. Anyway,
But yeah, I think
You're going to get a message in a sec.
maybe. Well, let's just carry on talking about Game of Thrones quickly.
it was just, I don't know. It was a very good episode.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm happy
excited.
with that actually.
I'm excited. I was saying before we started the stream that the whole Night King attack, now that it's over, it's all done. No one in the south of Westeros is going to believe anything that happened.
Yeah.
They never believed the undead existed in the first place, and no one from the south is going to walk up and say like, "Oh, here's all these millions of corpses," and you obviously can't shut them down. So a shitty army is going to come down from the north, and they're just going to expect it to believe that there was an undead attack.
This is the thing. I have no idea where they're going to go from here because they've got no army. They need to get the throne. They've got one dragon, two maybe. Like you don't.
They've got one dragon that's hurt and one dragon that's either seriously damaged or is dead.
Yeah.
I think I know what's going to happen.
Go on.
If you think about it, right?
Right. Okay.
You've got no people,
Yeah.
but loads of dead bodies, and some catapults.
Just fling
Right.
them all into the.
Yeah, set the bodies on fire, fling them straight to King's Landing.
Yeah, but
They
you've
do
got to
have
take
technology.
those bodies there.
Fine, okay. The logistics doesn't work,
Yeah.
but at least it'd be funny.
But they did like fly a raven halfway across the continent when they needed to get a message from the north to Danny's boat, and then a dragon flew back in like half an hour.
Yeah, if you think about it, that's like the likelihood of that raven getting
Yeah.
to where it
Yeah.
needs to be that quickly.
Also, the Golden Company got to Essos and back in like 2
Oh, I
minutes.
forgot all about the
Yeah.
Golden Company.
Yeah.
They're going to be in. So it's the King's Landing army, which is still there, and the Golden Company against
Yeah.
the dregs of the north.
Yeah.
Unless there's other houses in the north, because there were some houses that didn't come.
But
And it was only Hearthhome that got destroyed. 'Cause they
Yeah,
went from
but then
Hearthhome to the north. So there's others in like the west of the north.
maybe you don't know because there was that line that was everyone that's not there now is dead. So maybe because also the Night King was smart. Like he went round before he got
Yeah.
there. So
yeah,
you could
because he could have collected more
Plus,
troops.
they've been there for thousands of years. I guess like another army went over there and destroyed that castle, and then
yeah.
Mm.
So we don't know.
Mm.
I'll tell you one thing that I really want to see though. I want to see Tyrion bitch slap Cersei.
oh yeah. I
Oh.
wanted to see Tyrion and Sansa ritualistically commit suicide together.
I thought that was going
Really?
to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I thought that was going
It
to
would
happen
have
at
been
one
perfect.
point.
In the crypt,
I thought it was a nice look they gave each
Yeah.
other.
yeah.
Like
'Cause
really nice.
There was that moment in the crypt where everyone was dying and like you just I mean also come on guys put them somewhere else where dead bodies aren't, just saying,
Yeah.
or
I know,
give,
yeah, like no
or
one
give
thought
them
about
some
that.
weapons or something.
There was a weapon down there.
Yeah, but they just pulled it out really late.
Yeah.
But
I didn't even do anything with it either.
yeah, but then that was the thing. I was like, right, okay, Tyrion, Sansa are hiding,
Mm-hmm.
and you couldn't see anyone else. I was like, oh my god, I think they've just killed everyone off. And
I
I thought
was
they were going to
thinking-
stab themselves.
I was wondering
Like samurai.
whose crypt is that. I thought that was going to be Ned's crypt, and he was going to burst through. So Sansa has to kill Ned.
Oh,
Maybe. That's
what I
that
thought was
would
gonna
have been,
happen.
yeah.
But also, how does I mean, this is another question. I don't really want to answer it, but also, what degree of dead?
Oh, because he was beheaded, wasn't
Because he was beheaded. So would that
Yeah.
not work, or we don't know? But anyway, I think we should move on to Endgame because we've been talking for over half an hour about this.
Yeah.
So Avengers.
I mean, let's face
Endgame.
it, we could talk for hours about Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
We could, but we're not going to because sleep. Right, let's talk about Avengers Endgame. So, again, big spoilers, but you knew that and we love it. So, right.
Obviously, a hell of a cinematic event.
It was a phenomenal,
Yeah.
phenomenal film. Very complicated with the time travel.
You had a bit of trouble getting your head around that to begin with.
Yeah, just because I know it did explain it in the film, how their version of time travel works, and I get it now when after thinking about it. But at the time, because most, if not all, other time travel films and TV shows, if you edit anything in the past, you edit your own future, and
That's what I've heard a lot of people complain about. They
Yeah.
spent more time telling you it's not like Back to the Future and other films like that, and not about how it actually works.
yeah,
The multiple
Yeah, good
universes, they didn't jump through time, they jumped through universes to a universe which is currently at this time that they needed, and then jumped back and forth between them. So rather than going through the singular timeline, they're jumping through multiple timelines.
So what happens is, as they go back, again, yeah, it is to do with multiple timelines. They go back, and anything that they change becomes its own branch reality. That's what the ancient one called it. But you can't change your own past. Where you're from, your present, and who you are, and who is there in your present cannot change, because that is what made you. That is what made your present. So that cannot physically change. The only thing is branch realities can sprout off. So there is a thing to do with Loki. He didn't he obviously escaped with the Tesseract. That was a bit weird. That is an unresolved branch reality that was not resolved within the film. And he's getting his own Disney Plus show, so maybe that's something to do with that. It was a bit weird. It felt a bit out of place.
Yeah, it really did. And I have to admit, I'm not actually that happy about Loki coming back.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't glad he died, but I was glad that they killed off such a main character, just to show like
Thanos means business. Yeah.
Yeah, and he had a good death. He
Mhm.
really did. Like,
it was honourable.
Yeah.
it was. Like, it really showed you the change in him.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a good place to leave him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I was kind of disappointed to see that he's still alive.
Well, the thing is, the description for his TV show meant that he could stay dead, essentially. But, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do. But the description for his TV show says that Loki is going to kind of explore loads of different, like, he's going to be the god of mischief in loads of different time periods throughout history. So, I'm not saying that they're going to do time travel. That's not what I'm saying. But that was what they originally described as what the show's going to be about. So they could have left him dead. But also, again, it's not the main timeline. It's a branch reality. So
How is he going to do that? Because that would mean he has to travel
no,
through time.
I know. This is the thing. It's just their initial thing. It might not be. I'm just saying. That's what they initially said.
See, time travel
This is the
really
thing.
is.
When
I
you
don't
add
like
time
it.
travel into TV shows, or like, this is why Rick and Morty never touches it, even though that show's weird enough in itself. But like, it creates so many paradoxes, so many bad things. Like, there is like, people are like trying to get their head round Thanos from the past coming into the future,
Yeah.
and then dying in the future, but also it's because it's from an alternate reality. They cannot change their past. That is the thing. That is what people need to get their head round, which is what I needed to.
So it's much easier if you can explain it with pictures.
Yeah.
So they jump to each universe. All universes are on a single plane. So there's a universe where it's 10 minutes ago. There's a universe where it's like 5 days ago. You can jump to one of these universes. Then when you change something in that universe carries on. But then you jump back to your own one with the tools you need. So that's why they can then jump back to that universe and just give back the tools.
Yeah, it was very was very complicated, and they did explain it in a simple way, but also they just touched on it in about 2 scenes.
Yeah.
And again, I think maybe they should have had. I know it would have bogged it down a little bit, but like maybe the Hulk at the end could have explained a little bit just for people so they could get their head around it. Especially to do with maybe like Captain America at the end. That was all.
Yeah.
We've discussed that, but also that was a bit confusing. But it was a really nice moment, really good choice for the character.
So the Captain America thing, he jumps to. I don't know this for sure, but I imagine he jumps to the moment he got frozen in the ice. He jumps back, goes back to America, and I can't remember her name. Peggy?
Peggy, yeah.
He goes back to Peggy and was like, yeah, I didn't die. I'm not actually over there in the ice. And then they live a life together. During that life, he spills the truth, tells her that he's going to need to go back at some point. And then at the end of his life, just before the real Captain America from that universe is supposed to be thawed out, our Captain America tells that world where that universe's Captain America is. Then our Captain America turns back, and that's where we see the end scene. And then that universe goes and wakes up their Captain America in the ice. So that universe still has a Captain America because he was frozen in the ice during his lifetime.
See, Conrad told me that earlier, and I needed him to explain it a couple of times because there was a lot of things. That's obviously his.
I just heard you say that, and now I'm more confused.
Yeah, that was his theory. That's Conrad's theory, and to be fair, it does make sense from listening to it a couple of times. Who knows? We need Marvel. We need Kevin Feige, who runs Marvel Studios, to actually say yes or no.
We need 6 more films.
Yeah. Oh, can we just talk about how
one for each time period that he goes to?
Can we just talk about the end? Not even the end of the film. The end credits. Because
the signatures of everyone.
Oh, not even that. Actually, yeah, we'll talk about that first.
The signatures was really cool.
That was really nice.
Yeah.
That was like everyone just signing off.
Yeah, everyone was like,
perfect.
"That is sick." Like, it was amazing. No, but I actually meant the.
Hey Adam, you're right.
Hey Adam, Wagwan boyos. He's put in the comments. Lovely. Hello. No, but what I meant about the end credits was the sound at the end. So did you stay for the end of the film?
Yeah, I watched the entire thing.
Yeah.
Like,
hello. Is that Adam that's just joined us, or is that somebody else that joined? We are talking about Avengers Endgame spoilers. For anyone that's just joined, please sign off if
you don't want to get it.
If you don't want to get it spoiled. So this first, the very 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 end. So there's no end credit scene, but the very 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 end of this film was like the Marvel logo, and it was just the sound of a hammer on metal.
Yeah.
Oh,
the callback to Tony in the cave.
Tony in the cave, and oh my god. It was lovely. Such a nice moment. We've not had confirmation about what it is, but for me that was
like noise.
For me that was just like Iron Man started this universe. He literally built it as he built his Iron Man suit. So I was like, that is lovely. But
to be honest though, when I heard it, like when I heard the noise at the end, I mean I was pretty teary anyway.
Yeah.
Because I had a little bit of a cry. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, I did as well. At start.
I didn't.
You're a robot though.
I am.
Like you're just a robot. I was in floods of tears at Fault in Our Stars, and you were just like, it was not that bad.
Yeah, you were crying.
Grow up.
So for context, he was crying from the cinema screen right the way to the car door. He was driving. He had to stop before driving. He was crying so much.
I really did cry at that. Yeah. I don't understand why. I'm just clearly in touch with my emotional side.
Anyway, ting ting ting.
Why do you always make fun of me?
Because I'm not going to say that word. You're a little...
You're too easy.
Right.
Little cat.
What?
Anyway, end of the thing you were saying.
Yeah, so like when I heard that, because I'd basically got time to kind of mull it over, recover,
Yeah.
and then I heard that, and I was just like, oh my god! I started like welling up a bit again because I was like, this is just so sweet.
Do you want to know what my problem with that was? And it wasn't even that I loved that. It was a fantastic way to end it. What my problem with that was, as soon as that noise happened, people went, "Is that it?" And I was like, "Of course that's it. It's the end of the Infinity Saga. It's the end of that chapter of the MCU, and it was a lovely send-off for that character. You didn't need to have anything at the end. You don't have, like, just because Marvel is known for the end credit scenes, even though they weren't the first to do it, they are known for it now. You don't expect it after the biggest film ever. Like, really.
Yeah.
Like, don't expect that. They've completed the story.
Yeah.
There's nothing to set up. Like, if they'd have turned around and put an extra villain in, or, well, yeah, like an extra plot line at the end, I'd have been so annoyed.
Yeah.
It's called the Endgame, and end it there.
Yeah. I think maybe they filmed, the scene where Cap is dancing with Peggy. I think they maybe filmed that for an end credit scene and went, no, we want to leave that bit for Tony. Because he is the reason why this started, the reason why it was so successful, and everyone loves Iron Man. I don't think there's a single person that goes, Iron Man's rubbish. Like, some people go, Captain America's boring, Hulk's a bit boring, Thor's a bit rubbish in some of his films, but Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man is amazing.
Iron Man might not have had the best second and third films.
Yeah.
They were still great, and he was great in them. Just the story wasn't too strong.
Yeah.
But he is the figurehead of the MCU. Like, Cap is the leader of the team, but Iron Man is the leader of the universe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
he's the
he
heart.
is the god.
he's the godfather, like, of the universe.
Yeah, he's the one who started it all.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really nice to see that he was the one who ended it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I really appreciate
Let's actually talk about that moment. That moment that he ended it.
Oh yeah.
So good. And actually, I really like the way that they did it, where he got the stones.
Yeah, it was so uneventful. Like, you didn't expect it.
Yeah, because it works with the technology of his armor at this point in time. And he just grabs it, and then the particle, the nanotech, yeah, it just goes onto his hand, and then boom, I am Iron Man. It snaps his fingers.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I am inevitable. I am Iron Man.
Yeah.
His last words, I am Iron Man.
So this
Perfect.
this is the thing.
That's where I cried.
Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah.
This film was full of fan service moments, which was, again, sometimes it's a bit like, oh, why do you always have to just force that? But I think most of these moments were quite genuine. Most of them were quite nice and lovely.
Like Cap with the hammer.
Ooh,
That was
my
pure
God, yeah.
like fan service, but done so well.
it was like, because a lot of these things have been building up through years of films, especially Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Yes,
so many
with the wiggle.
So many lines, so many scenes. Yeah, the wiggle of the hammer, like all these things in that film, especially, come to fruition in this film, and it's so good.
And I loved seeing that Thanos is incredibly powerful without the stones,
Yeah,
and that he's actually realizing that Earth is a threat, and he's not just going to dismiss them as he did before.
yeah.
When he's actually fighting, he's a beast.
yeah.
Yeah, he really is.
So, one of my friends had an issue with the film and saying that, he had a really good motivation in Infinity War, and then they said that he kind of lacked it a bit in this. But I was like, no, it's just the evolution.
I
I
agree with that.
He's a patient warlord.
I don't know. I agree. Like, the reasoning for him doing it in Infinity War, like, it really felt well rounded, and you really got to see more of an in-depth villain. This one, I have to agree. Like, Thanos was a bit one-sided.
Yeah, but also because the last film was his film, and he was typically written. I know he wasn't, but he was written as the hero. He had the most screen time. He had logic. He had all these things, and it was like, we know you're wrong, but something sounds a bit right.
Infinity War was Thanos' film.
Yeah.
Endgame is the hero's film.
Yeah. So what they needed to ramp it up anyway. So, but I think his reasoning was quite sound. Like he just said, as long as people remember, they're going to try and undo it essentially, and someone will try and find a way. And I know you can say, yeah, but not everyone knows it was Thanos. Not everyone knows how it was done. But like, they still managed to get these stones. Like they still managed to do this. So it's like, you know what I mean? I know.
Yeah.
I completely agree. It's not as impactful. It's not as like nice to watch, but also it just.
I mean, the
where
thing
else
is-
could you go?
Yeah, you're right in the sense of, yeah, it's hard to do anything in terms of a meaningful villain in such a way for that film.
Like Thanos probably is the best villain ever. Like
No.
probably one of the only villains you could. Well, not one of the only villains, but
Like, I
a
wouldn't
more
call him the
villain that
best,
you
but he was
sympathise with.
amazing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think Heath Ledger's Joker
Yeah.
is the best. But I suppose it depends on what angle you like, what
Yeah.
type of villain you prefer.
Adam said, "Don't want you guys to drift off from the topic, so carry on. But just wanted
So
to
you've just done exactly what he told us not
Yeah,
to do.
but just because it was cute, he just says he misses us all. That's really
Oh, we
cute.
miss you too.
He deserved that little stray from this conversation. But
You're
right,
my Thanos, Adam.
let's talk about
What,
Oh.
he'll split your universe in half.
Yeah.
what was everyone's. Not it doesn't have to be your favourite moment, but like a good standout one. It can be your favourite moment, but I've got one that I want to talk about that I don't think you guys will say.
Mine is just every line by Ant-Man.
Paul Rudd is a
Paul Rudd,
Yeah,
yeah,
he
great.
was brilliant.
yeah.
I did love that. I think
Oh, I've got a couple actually. It's always cheating, but I've got a couple.
There's a couple I've got as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's really hard. Like,
Do you want me to go? You can just say, we can just go in like an order and just say random bits that we really enjoyed and be like, oh yeah, and then just carry on. But
I mean, I don't necessarily. It's not like what someone said, but I loved seeing Thor fat.
Oh yeah.
oh, you no.
The only time I'm ever going to be able to cosplay as Thor.
No. See, I
Thor.
liked it in the first scene where you saw him because this is one of the moments that I liked. I mean, this wasn't what I was going to say, but this is a really, you know, when Hulk said the word, like the name Thanos, and he like grabbed him and he was like either going to punch him or hug him, and he was like almost in tears.
Yeah.
That was
true fear.
That was beautiful. That was written
Yeah.
amazingly.
I like how all of the main characters are going through some form of grief.
Yeah.
Like each of the 7 stages.
But my issue with Thor after that scene, it's not even that he's fat. I mean, I did kind of go, all right, it looks a bit weird, but it's not. It wasn't really that. It was just the character was a joke.
Yeah,
They,
I mean, I agree. He was a joke.
I think it
But
kind of helped in the final battle where he was slightly out of shape, because we have seen full strength Thor just blast through the Infinity Gauntlet. So I think with Thor being weaker, that gave them more of a chance and more of a fight.
maybe, yeah.
So
but
I just like
And
the
dual
fact that
wielding
Thor was broken.
Stormbreaker and
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir.
flipping
God,
heck.
That was badass.
God, yes.
Yeah,
No, so I just really enjoyed seeing a broken Thor.
yeah.
Like,
Just like
because-
utterly broken.
yeah, like I can understand that. Like, he failed. He and I understand that it wasn't really his fault. He couldn't have done much, but
Just his line
not
at the
only
beginning, where
yeah,
he said,
like-
"What did you do?" I went for the head.
Yeah.
yeah, like he basically tried so hard because Thanos had took everything from him.
And he
And he
got there too
tried.
late as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he just failed.
Well, both times
Yeah.
he was too late as well. So he was too late to save Vision, and too late to stop Thanos from destroying the stones.
Yeah. See, I agree. I liked seeing a broken him, but also he wasn't really broken. Like, I know that characters can have these arcs and still make quips and stuff, but they made him a joke. Like, I liked it occasionally, but it was like, right, okay, I get that he's going in a comedic way now after Ragnarok. He's going with the Guardians. He's going to be more comedic, but he as a character is not a joke.
No.
Like, his story there, like, he was like, I'm having a panic attack. I'm like, alright, no, you're not. Like, just stop. Just, like, I don't know.
I didn't mind that bit, to be honest.
I don't know. Anyway, my moment that I really liked, and I think you liked it, Conrad. I don't, you probably didn't. Scarlet Witch on the battlefield.
Oh God, yeah.
Scarlet Witch going
standing
again.
up to Thanos.
Yeah.
I don't know who you are. You will.
Because again, like he took everything from her. Like she's already lost a lot, but
he doesn't even know who she is.
Yeah, the Infinity Stones gave her her powers, but also took her brother and like
her
lover, and all these things. And Thanos killed Vision essentially twice. He forced her to do it by coming after him, and then reversed it and made her watch it.
Yeah.
And brutal. And then she's just
she's the only one who actually like proper puts up a fight against him, because she breaks his sword.
Yeah.
He's in like she's pretty intense actually.
Yeah.
Like until that point, I didn't actually appreciate how powerful she was.
Yeah.
She is. In the comics, I know it's very different, but she is one of the most powerful beings in the comics.
She's similar to Dark Phoenix, isn't she?
Yeah, she altered reality in the comics. She was so distraught. I can't remember who died. Someone died, and she was so distraught and broken, she literally changed reality. She altered reality. And I don't think they'll ramp her up to that level. But also, I'm just going to say this now, Scarlet Witch is so much better than Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
Captain Marvel, like she's a very one-dimensional. She can do quirky, cute quite well, but not other much than that.
See, she's a warrior, which gives her, like, she's not physically, she can't be physically broken, but she also can't be emotionally or mentally broken, really.
And she's got nothing tying her to Thanos that would emotionally break her.
Yeah, not
other
really.
than he's evil, gotta go knock him out.
But Scarlet Witch has the emotional break.
Yeah.
That's why she's a compelling character.
See, I really enjoyed because Marvel had basically been saying Captain Marvel is going to come in and save the day, and I thought that was a bit of a shame, because like to see all of this set up and then have Captain Marvel come in at the last minute and just basically be OP and just take down Thanos.
I'm glad she did
really
that. I'm glad she destroyed
that.
the ship.
Yeah.
Like, that's his way to show her being OP.
Yeah.
Give her moment doing that. But then I'm glad that everyone else got their time to shine against Thanos.
See, that's the thing. I like the fact that she wasn't in it much, because I mean, she was there to serve a purpose, to get Tony back, and then destroy the ship and help out. So you did get to see that fight, but I'm so happy that they didn't have her kill him.
Yeah,
because that
it would have been meaningless.
I would have just been. I'd have got out of it and been like, right, so all of those characters I've invested my time and energy and money into are basically worthless now.
Yeah,
like there is nothing tying me to the ending of that film. But instead, they went the really interesting way and really good way, where they actually got that team all the way through, who's been there, actually been working towards this.
Yeah.
And they got them to do it. And I thought that was the perfect send off.
One scene we're all gonna agree on. Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra. Oh, that was incredible.
I was expecting it to go down.
I was expecting Cap 5 more years of training, just being just knock them all out straight away. Nope, Hail Hydra.
So good.
And at the end of the first Avengers, what are we gonna do? Just stand here all day? Stand here and pose, and then actually showing what happens after the film.
Yeah.
With Hulk, Hulk no stairs.
Oh yeah.
Can't get the lift.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that for a second. Amazing.
And cut straight after, they'll all stand there posing. And it's we're not just stand here posing all day. And then
Yeah.
actually like get on with it.
Cap v Cap.
Yeah.
Oh.
I could do this all day.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Oh yeah, and as well we should mention what Adams like said in the comments.
Tony me and Howard.
Yeah, Tony
Yeah.
me and Howard.
That was lovely.
That was the hug.
That
And actually thinking about it now, the significance of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the time, I didn't think much of it. I just thought, oh, it's just a really nice thing to have Tony meet his dad.
But his dad tells him he's proud.
Yeah,
Dad tells him he loves him, not knowing who he is.
Yeah.
That's all he needed.
and it was before like what he really did
Mhm.
need that before
He went
died.
into the battle knowing that his dad loves him.
Yeah.
And knowing that like him in the position of being a dad, it's just as scary as when
Yeah.
his dad was, and all these things. It's nice, full circle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the suit, but the female Iron Man
Rescue.
suit. Rescue, that's it.
Pepper Potts is rescue.
That was great to see.
Yeah, that looked really cool.
And
So-
I loved at the beginning of the film they showed the helmet.
Mm.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, your mother never accepts any of my gifts. And then
Yeah.
it's rescue. When the face goes away, it's like, oh shit, it's rescue.
Yeah.
I really like that Pepper now, instead of being really reluctant to have Tony do anything,
Mhm.
one, she knows that it's going to happen, that he
Mhm.
wants to help people,
Ooh.
and two,
She accepts
she
his death.
accepts it. Like
Yeah.
she loves him and
That's
is proud
what
of him.
made me choke up the most.
Yeah.
Like her just
Yeah.
saying, you can rest now.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's the thing. Again, it wasn't cliche.
Mm-hmm.
It was like his son figure, Spider-Man, that
Yeah.
he's got to love in
Mm.
these films. He'd come back and he was there when he died, and Pepper was there, and again, there was no cliche. Oh, I love you, I know, or whatever.
Yeah.
All these rubbish things, but it was just like it was another thing, and you can rest now. Because at the
Mhm.
start of the film, she was like, "Will you be able to rest? You can
Yeah.
rest now." Boom!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
She doesn't even try and talk him out of it because she knows it's the right thing to do. He knows it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh, we have to.
yeah. It's
I was really worried that I know this sounds, a bit weird, but I was really worried that they were going to take his kid from him. Like, as in, they were going to change time.
Yeah,
and his
so that
kid
actually never
wouldn't-
existed.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
thought that would have been such a
I'm
disappointment.
glad the timeline happened and everything did happen.
yeah.
And they just
Yeah.
brought everyone back rather than changing the future.
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about the start of the film.
Oh,
The amazing scene with
Yeah.
Hawkeye.
Oh
his
yeah.
friend's family.
Because
He doesn't even see him disappear. He just turns around and they're gone.
because we kind of knew, like, if you've watched the trailers or you've watched the last film, and you kind of, and you've seen the set photos or whatever, and you know he becomes this character Ronin. In the comics, Ronin is basically the same. He becomes a more brutal version of
Mhm.
Hawkeye, an assassin, because because his family died, and that's what happened here. And I thought, and again, some people that I know were like, "Why did he do this?" And I was like, "But he says it like his
He's killing people that deserve to die.
yeah,
Yeah,
in the
that
snap, rather than
didn't-
people that didn't deserve to die.
Yeah,
exactly. Like,
Yeah, because his
what
family.
else would you do with that set of skills?"
And it didn't
Yeah.
click to me until you see. I can't remember who it is, but when they snap and bring everyone back, and you see the birds in the tree, it didn't occur to me his dog died as well.
Did it?
Yeah, because the animals came back because he snapped all life in the universe, including the animals. So when the birds were back, that's why he could see birds.
Yeah.
So
So
that meant his dog got snapped as well.
so John Wick.
Yeah, he John Wicked it.
Oh my god.
Wow. Right. Oh my
But-
god.
Yeah. What did you guys think about Professor Hulk?
I don't know. He fucking dabbed.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I was so disappointed
Yeah.
to see that.
Do not dab, man. Fortnite was in it as well, but let's
Yeah.
not get to that.
Although that was actually
Yeah.
a great scene.
It was a great scene, but also I was like, God, Fortnite.
I'm not going to attempt a South African accent, but when it's like, oh, he called me a bad name again, and Thor just like beating him
Yeah.
down the microphone.
New Zealand.
New Zealand. Oh, yeah, same.
Anyway,
South African and New Zealand have very similar accents, and I work with South Africans.
anyway,
That's my
it's
excuse.
alright. No, at first I was like, alright, yeah, but then he stayed it for the whole film, and and I was like, fine, but he's got to die, and then he survived, and I was like, he's
They're obviously
completed
gonna-
his arc, man.
They're going to justify it in as guardians of the galaxy.
He's not going to be in that.
Well, I'm sure he's going to be in Guardians of the Galaxy.
No, that's
No,
Thor.
we're on about.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Yeah,
Hulk.
we're on about Hulk.
Hulk. Oh yeah, I
Hulk.
thought we were on about
As Professor Hulk. Sorry, we
Yeah.
went onto the Fortnite tangent, and then
Mm-hmm.
no, I didn't really like it. I thought completed the arc, fantastic,
Get it?
but I would have liked him to die against Thanos, like 1-on-1, because he's got one arm, and then
Yeah.
he does, and like he fights him, and then
I mean-
dies. Because also, not many people died in the film. Let's face it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 big deaths,
See,
and then 1.
I thought they'd kill off
Agent.
Captain America. I
They
thought
sort of
when
did.
I
But-
thought he was going to die
they
against Thanos.
did.
Yeah.
They did. But yeah, like I expected him when that shield was breaking.
Mm-hmm.
Like seeing that power, I just thought
Mm.
it's hopeless now for him. Like he's
I
just gonna go for
would
it.
have
like,
loved if Tony got the gauntlet and the stones, Thanos is charging him, and Captain America sacrifices himself to let Iron Man do the snap.
Yeah.
Then Iron Man does the snap, and well, no, then that wouldn't have worked with I am inevitable. I am Iron Man.
Maybe,
true.
yeah. Yeah,
That was such a good line. Let's face it. That
Yeah.
really was.
oh, God, there was just a lot of great scenes in this film.
Mm.
Shall we talk about the
Now I'll tell
the
you
big
one more.
Yeah, go on.
Avengers Assemble.
Oh,
That whole with everyone coming back up
we've
on
been
your
waiting
left.
for that film.
On
I
your
mean
left.
that line, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
and with Sam saying over the mic on your left,
Yeah.
and then Avengers Assemble.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So good.
so many good moments.
And that's the thing. I was like, there was a couple of things I was expecting to happen in this film, and if they didn't, I would have been very upset.
Activate kill mode on Spider-Man.
No, to be fair,
That was awesome.
that was amazing. No, it was
and
the
Spider-Man flying on the hammer.
that was
as well.
cool. That was so
Yeah.
cool.
That
No,
was
but
cool.
it was Avengers Assemble,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the Cap holding Mjolnir.
Yeah.
But I mean, also I would have forgave if they didn't do that because of Ragnarok. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad they did, definitely. But yes, Avengers Assemble, and I was like, because the thing is as well, I was expecting maybe like a bigger, like kind of bellow, like Avengers Assemble.
Yeah.
But also, it wouldn't have like literally,
Yeah.
it would have been cheesy and wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
And it worked lovely. It was like so gritty and like, I'm already in this fight. Let's do this.
Tell you, I don't much like Captain Marvel, but her introduction to Spider-Man was really nice.
Yeah, it was
So-
actually.
I
Yeah.
think you've got something for me. Just like, yeah, okay.
yeah. Oh, that's the thing. He's so out of his depth, and he
And-
knows that.
Yeah.
Black Panther saying I know to Clint, because in Civil War, Clint tries to introduce himself to Black Panther. It's like, I don't care,
Yeah.
but then they haven't seen each other in the 5 years, and it's like, I'm Clint. It's like, I know.
Yeah.
So Black Panther did listen and did care.
Yeah.
Just that little Black Panther knows, mate.
Yeah.
Black Panther knows.
Again, just so many little payoff moments. So some lovely moments.
The whole film was a love letter to Marvel.
Yeah, it was so good. There were so many moments from the comics, so many characters that, like Professor Hulk, Ronin, all these things that came from the comics that people didn't think that would happen, but they did, and it worked for the most part. At least it was very successful.
I also like how Nebula's disguise was a speed stripe on her head.
Go faster stripes.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's just like an orange Sharpie across her head. There you go. I'm in disguise now.
Yeah. Oh, it was so good.
It really was.
I tell you one thing that I'm a bit ashamed about.
The 3D.
Oh no! Oh, the three guys. By the way, we watched it in 3D, and when the first trailers came on that were in 3D, they hadn't set up the projector properly. So everyone was like walking out the screen going, "My glasses don't work." No, they didn't set it up properly,
I'm
and
sure we didn't they didn't fix it throughout the entire film.
they didn't fix it properly.
So we had a bodged 3D. Like the foreground was okay, but the background was proper blurry.
Yeah, so I've got to watch it again soon. I'm watching it tomorrow actually, because also because of the confusion with the time travel, I get very into these little details and I get in my head about it. So because I like to
You were pissed when you came out in the film.
I was annoyed because of the people that were there around us that were disrespectful. The 3 didn't work properly, and then also like I was tired and also
it was the midnight release we went to as well.
Yeah, I also like forgot that they explained these things as well as they did, even though again they could have explained it a little bit better. But I was annoyed, and I shouldn't have been. But also I was thinking about it for 2 days straight, going, "No, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense." And then when I figured it out,
I'm not gonna lie, it got a bit annoying. Every time I saw you, you'd go, "Oh, I've been thinking about Endgame," and I was like, "I haven't even seen it yet. I can't talk to you about it."
But the thing is, I have been a fan from. We all have. All three of us have been fans for 11 years. We've watched these films multiple times, but also like this is one of my favourite genre of film. I used to watch the animated series when I was younger. I watched the first X-Men film when I was 4 years old, and then from then,
oh my god,
yeah, I was 4. From then, I fell in love with superheroes, what they stand for, comics, and all these things. So I felt so invested in these films, and I thought there was a massive plot hole. And then there really wasn't, and I ruined it for myself. But
I don't know. I can see how you came to that conclusion, because I think if you hadn't have said to me, literally the night before I went to watch it, that you kind of thought it had been explained at some point, and you just kind of missed it, I wouldn't have looked out for it, and I think I would have been the same.
Yeah.
Because
that's the thing. There is about 2 scenes that do explain it, but they're quite short, and it's a 3-hour film.
And the one scene where they do explain it, they tell you more about what time travel isn't like than what it is like.
Yeah.
So it's not like Quantum Leap, Back to the Future,
Hot Tub Time Machine.
Which
was a great line.
Yeah.
But yeah, they could have spent a bit longer with what is actually going to happen.
If they had just drawn a picture,
just
you would have got it.
A big chalkboard.
Yeah.
But
I did love Thor going on about the reality stone. Which stone does he?
Reality,
Yeah, it's Thor going about the reality stone. It's like the whole story and how he starts tearing up about the woman he loves.
I quite like that.
Was great.
I did. Actually, the thing is as well, so this film is the film including the credits is 3 hours 2 minutes long, but they could have cut a bit out of the scene where you first get introduced to Hulk. Those kids come up to him. I'm like,
oh yeah, and he dabs.
And
he's like,
and then they're like, "Do you want a picture with that man? Do you want to not? No,
Yeah.
no, yeah, no, we'll do it. No. Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah.
No." I was like, just skip.
Yeah.
I don't care about that.
I turned to you during like the first half of the film and said, "What the hell's going on?" Like the first half of the film was very scattered.
It was when they were on the way to find Thor, and it was Hulk and Rocket in the back of this van thing, and we went. And I said to, Conrad said that to me, and then I went, I think this film is a troll.
Yeah. Have we been mugged off here?
Yeah, I think they're actually releasing it next year, and this is just a 3-hour joke.
Right. Quills into himself.
Oh, that was so funny.
That was great. Just him behind the music. That was great. He just gets knocked out.
Yeah. There's so many good scenes, so many good payoffs, so many characters coming back that you didn't think would, like the Hydra agent, Natalie Portman as.
Apparently, that was a cutscene from Dark World. So that was supposed to be in the Dark World where she's.
To be fair, she didn't want to come back, did she? She.
Yeah. But why? I mean, how much money can you make off of that?
I think she just didn't like it. Like I get it. The second one flopped as well. Pretty much. as a Marvel film goes,
I
it
don't
still
like
did great,
working,
but
but-
it flopped compared to this.
I don't like working, but I do it for the paycheck. If I was getting their paychecks, I'd suck it up.
I know, but also because she's getting thousands, if not millions, for these roles, she can pick and choose.
Yeah.
So
She's still wrong though.
Natalie, if you're listening, and I know you are, you're wrong. Oh God, there were so many brilliant scenes. What did you think? This is going to be fun. What did you think about the scene where it was just all females?
Oh,
It was just all the female characters.
I liked it. It just seemed very out of place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
they ham-fisted it just because they needed a woman moment.
Yeah,
They had the
like it could have been more organic.
yeah.
That's the thing. I would have preferred if it was more organic.
I tell you what.
but it was, it was good.
if they didn't have all of them at once and rather just had a gauntlet of them, like you had Valkyrie destroying some people,
Like-
and then Captain Marvel flies past
Yeah,
and
like-
knocks a few,
Yeah.
goes with her for a bit, and then like you see Rescue like
Yeah,
fly
like
down
a
and
really
get some-
long shot.
Yeah, of,
Yeah.
like all the different female heroes doing stuff.
It would have felt more
that
organic.
would have been good.
That
'Cause-
would have been. That would have been better.
And that sort
I
of
think.
gauntlet as well, just seeing like everyone smash stuff, it's just fun to
Yeah,
watch.
because
Yeah.
this is the thing. It was it looked amazing, great shot, and it was just so weird that they were all in that one area
Yeah.
and at that one time in this massive field. And I get it, but also think back to Avengers 1, Avengers 2, when they did scenes like that, shots like that, but they were organic in the action. They were
You
all,
didn't like you. It doesn't make you think. Oh, that's just a bit of a weird thing to say at that moment.
Yeah.
It was just natural.
Yeah, there was like obviously the iconic shot where it's a 360 shot of the Avengers in the first one,
Yeah.
and it was like they've all been fighting and then they're there and they're all like ready to fight, and it was so good.
Yeah.
And then again they did one like that in Age of Ultron where Ultron's trying to get his hand on the thing in Sokovia, and they're all just fighting. And
Yeah.
if they did something
That
like
was
that.
such a good scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would have preferred like a big long shot and maybe like more crossovers of like the characters swinging
Yeah.
around and awesome. But I mean, visually, it was a great shot. I can't fault them. And also, it links to there's a comic called A Force, which is all female led, and so it's basically an homage to that as well.
I still don't like that they mugged off the entire Black Order.
Again, yeah, the Thanos' minions were back, the 4.
So the psychic dude, the grabby hand guy, the
So there
spear
is
dude, and
Corvus Glaive, Proxima Midnight, Cull Obsidian, and the psychic dude,
Ebony Maw.
Ebony Maw.
With names like that, how can you not give them more screen time?
Yeah, they died off very easily in the first one.
I suppose you could argue they didn't need to have much screen time because
would've
they
been-
weren't.
They're-
They'd already had their characters established.
But then
A little bit rubbish in the first one as well.
Ebony
yeah, to be
Maw
honest, they were. They
is
were
like a
good crap.
galactic tyrant, like an insanely powerful guy.
He's like Stephen Strange but on steroids.
Yeah, and he just gets mugged off out of a ship, and then he just gets poofed and like, oh, I'm dying. Poof.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see him like pull down. Do you know those spires that drop and send out the minion? I'd love to see him, like just pull down one of them to crush half of Wakanda or something.
Yeah, I would have liked.
Oh my god, that would have been insane.
Yeah.
Maybe if like Hulk versus Cull Obsidian, the big one, the bigger one than Thanos even,
Yeah.
and like maybe he did that at the end. But yeah, he got crushed by Ant-Man, which was quite nice.
Yeah.
But again, a Black Order, like that name itself, and then all their names and like all this thing. I know they weren't built up throughout loads of films like Thanos, but again, maybe a little bit more.
Like, just thinking about Ebony Maw, scenes where he could have been good without even having to really do much for him. When they're raining hell down,
Yeah.
have him like redirecting missiles that are going to hit him, like just throwing them back at the enemies rather than hitting him.
That would have been
And
cool.
when the ship explodes, just have him like part the ship away from the battle
Yeah.
so he doesn't kill himself. That alone, like either one of them would have been good. Just to see him like throwing things around as he does.
Yeah.
Also, I did really like that when Thanos went fire fire, like rainfire or whatever it was.
Rain, hail, fire.
Yeah, it was like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
because also
'cause didn't they go, what about the truth?
yeah, and he was like,
And he was
do
like,
it.
I don't care.
yeah, because also this is the thing, like he doesn't want things to get in the way of his destiny, but also he is still the old Thanos, and I know it's only 4 years, but he still had this goal. But at that time, he was using armies.
Yeah.
Like he didn't have the stones, and he didn't think I am just ridiculously OP. So he was like, no, we need to do this. Do it now. And it was like he was the warlord. It was so cool.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. One thing I was a bit ashamed about. Not ashamed. Disappointed. Completely different word. In Infinity War, they had really nice little moments, little fights with Thanos, like on Titan. I mean, he still did big stuff, but just him versus everyone. And I would have liked a bit more of that.
I did like the very beginning fight with Iron Man, Cap, and who else is there?
The beginning. Oh, Thor.
Yeah, and Thor.
Just the
three.
Trinity.
Yeah. Seeing them fight, that fight was really good. That's when Thor first dual wields his hammers, and then Cap picks one up, and that's when he starts to turn around.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
And then having the Avengers assemble after that. I did like that.
Yeah, because they were essentially like some of the main, the oldest ones.
They were the fighters other
holding
than
out,
Hulk.
Yeah. That was so good. Actually, I don't know if I said it earlier. I think we went off topic. One thing that I was a bit disappointed about, again, they showed Rhodey's like newest armor right at the end fight, and you didn't see it do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Like, that scene in the trailer where Rocket's riding on Rhodey's shoulder,
Yeah.
and you're like, War Machine's got this sick like Hulkbuster like style armor, and you don't see it do anything.
Same with Groot. You don't see him do anything. There's the moment between Rocket and him. We can actually see Groot like kill anyone, any of the enemies.
Yeah, I don't mind that but I quite like because it showed you that moment. It was quite tender, and maybe like Rocket literally just grabbed Groot and got the hell out of there because it's like he's his dad.
Yeah.
That's literally his last line in Infinity War. Groot. So he just says he says I'm Groot, but it means dad. Oh,
I don't know. Like, I did feel like that reunion was a bit
rushed.
Yeah.
It was short, but only because of they kind of had to make it short.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah,
but
there's so much going on.
Yeah.
For that level of companionship between them.
Yeah.
It definitely felt very brushed aside. Although you're right, a lot of things were going on.
Yeah.
But I still think, it should have been the case. In fact, that was the case with a lot of people like coming back.
Yeah, it's
like
because they
Scarlet Witch
had
and
so
stuff like
many
that.
characters and such a limited amount of screen time.
Yeah, they had to bounce it around.
Yeah.
But
I can forgive them for not giving it
focus on
everyone.
Iron Man.
Yes.
I did love that focus.
Yeah. Oh wow.
I would have loved if Groot, dug his hand into the ground, like loads of vines popped up aside, slapping.
Not even killing him, just slapping him. Just give him a little tickle under the armpit. Stop attacking my friends. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Oh, wow, I've lost it.
That joke actually lost us viewer.
Oh my god, it did. Wow.
Yeah, you should never tell jokes again.
Right, okay.
I think this is a good time.
Yeah. So
we could
this
carry
has
on
been
talking.
the longest episode we've done so far.
I think if we carry on, we're just going to pointing out scenes that we like.
Yeah, that is what we've been doing. We've not reviewed it or anything.
It's like, I like this bit. I like this bit.
Yeah. So I mean, they're back. Oh, hello.
Sorry, we refresh the page.
Did you hate my joke that much that you left and then came back after we? Anyway.
Just in case.
Yeah. So I think we're going to sign off now because otherwise we will just say the whole film. But it was great. Had loads of callbacks to previous films, and it did some of our favourite characters throughout movie history some real good service.
Yeah.
So
thank you for watching. Well, listening, or I mean, if you're watching this, Did I Stutter thing, and literally just staring at that purple square, it'd be very boring.
I salute you if you did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thanks for
I'll
watching.
make it
it.
more
anyway.
interesting for him.
Yeah. Oh,
There we
wait,
go.
does that actually move it?
Yeah, well, in a sec, you'll see it move on there.
Okay.
I think. I don't know.
Well,
If you've just
Yeah.
messed up our stream.
Whole thing's in a blackout.
please join us again next week. We will be talking about more Game of Thrones. We watch it every week before we do the podcast. Next week, that will be at the end of the podcast. So hopefully not as many spoilers for
I
people.
mean, we say that, but we don't really have that much of a plan anymore.
Well, I think from now on, well, just because it's been a big week for like spoilerific things. So yes, thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week. Don't know what else we're doing apart from Game of Thrones next week, but we will have some other stuff planned. Thank you very much.
Hold on. What if I do this? What